Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is episode 30, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. It's technically the 32nd episode, but this is episode 30 because we have a couple half episodes in there. Today, I don't know if you could see, I did some farming. I had to do some research to figure out how to get amber, or not amber, resin. Uh, and so I had to get resin. And so now we shall see what happens when you destroy a creaking heart. Without Silk Touch. That was really anticlimactic. I thought something like, I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. I thought like nothing would come out of it, or like, just realized they're sitting on top. Okay, uh, like I thought nothing, maybe nothing would come out of it, or something very little would come out. I don't know. Like, or maybe there'd be like a cool effect. I really like how resin looks. I'm gonna have to make a resin farm at some point. Anyway, today's episode, we are going to start on my new idea for the next phase of the base. Um, Now, the difficult part with this is going to be making sure. First of all, I'm gonna just like make a couple wood blocks. Is going to be making sure that the observatory is not lost in the build. Um, which hopefully I pull off. I I actually cut out. I completely forgot about that. I cut out the part of the video in the last episode where I was talking about how I came up with an idea for my build, or to expand on my base. Um, which I'm kind of glad I deleted it or cut it out now, because I definitely was like, oh, it's there's no way it's gonna happen in the next episode, so don't get your hopes up. And then I was just kind of like sitting here, thinking about like I need to record, but I don't know what to record. I'm gonna sleep to pass the thunderstorm. So I'm like, I need to record, but I don't know what I can record because I don't really have any further plans other than like my headset fell off from that sneeze. That one was loud. Did I? Yeah, I'm leaving that one in. Uh, Anyway, no, like I was just sitting here waiting, and I was like, man, can you hang these off? Can. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that, but I need some scaffolding blocks. That works. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. I was like, I don't really have any plans for the next episode or even few episodes. I do want to go to a deep dark at some point. Um, but like other than that, like I said, I don't really have any plans. Um, so yeah, I was just like sitting here being like, okay, I need to record Thursday's episode because it's Wednesday right now. Um, and I should have Wild Dingus Mountaina episode 2 coming out. There is a very slight possibility that I or the other Doug hasn't finished editing his part yet. Which if that's the case, I mean, you'll know by the time this video comes out, because it'll either come out today, day of recording, in place of Wild Dingus Mountaina, or it'll come out on Thursday as scheduled. This project, we want like we both want better microphones for this project. There is, I don't even know if I should even say it, because yeah, that's not close enough. I feel like a stone slab would go. I keep getting like cutting myself out mid-sentence. Sorry, guys. Anyway, there is. I don't know if I should say it because the possibility of it is so unlikely that like I don't even really want to say it. Oh, it's time for me to wake up. I'm awake, guys. Don't worry. But no, and we don't actually have a full plan of even what the idea is. Like we know kind of what the channel is going to be, but we don't know what's gonna be on the channel or like how we're gonna go about it, if that makes sense. I like I said, we both kind of want better equipment, and we don't really know what or how we're gonna do our idea, like how we want to execute it. So like I said, that the content for that channel isn't even going to be out for a while. But if you guys want to try and find it, go ahead. I'm not gonna say no to subscribers, obviously. But it's there's a point to this comment, and I don't remember what it was. I am tired, but no. It's something we've been talking about doing for a very long time, and I just kind of figured I'd get the channel made, so that I mean the chances of someone making a channel with the same name aren't like crazy high, but just in case, so then the channel at least is there. How is this looking in terms of like? Oh, I really like that actually. Whoa. That was a weird sound out of my mouth that I don't even think the microphone caught. Anyway, it's like I imagine the earliest, and I mean like everything in life lines up perfectly, and there's no issues or scheduling conflicts with either of us. The absolute earliest that the first video would come out on this channel or on the channel is January of next year. And that is like extremely optimistic. I wouldn't even like it's borderline just not possible or not realistic. That's not what I wanted to do. But no, so that yeah, basically letting you know there's a project in the works. I think you guys are gonna really like it. It's very different from what we're currently doing. There's a llama up there for some reason. Oi! Anyway, yeah, so it's very different from what we've been doing. But I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. It's something we've talked about doing for a while. And I just kind of, it was just me like taking the first step, because I feel like if one of us didn't take the first step, it was never like gonna reach beyond us talking about it. So now the channel exists, but there won't be any content on it. That was the moral of the story, and it was a very long-winded way of saying that. I don't know how much I'm gonna cut out. Probably a fair amount. I didn't even I haven't even talked about what I'm actually building. If you haven't put two and two together yet, I am building a kind of like dead tree where the roots are gonna be like dangling off the top of the observatory. Uh, and that's where I think the next, which we will see how this turns out. I don't know if I'm even gonna have like leaves in the tree, or if I'm gonna do like dead spindly branches which hold whatever I decide to add on top of that, or if I'm gonna go like from a tree into a tree house. I don't know, but I really liked the look of these blocks, and I was like, we're making a tree. So yeah, making a tree. I'm tired and my commentary is suffering. Yeah. I'm gonna run out of pale logs, which is gonna suck. What was I doing? There was something else I wanted to grab from down here. I don't know. It'll split off here. That's not where I wanted to place that, but I think one of the things, and like I said, I don't build trees ever. Um, so kind of my method with this is, if I mess up, I'm just gonna leave it, because trees are not manufactured. They're nature, which is not, tamed or anything like that. It does what it wants. And so if I mess up, I feel like it makes it look more natural. Um, I think I do need to change how this connects, though. Maybe do something like this. Um, I'm struggling to figure out what size of uh like stump main, I can't think of what it's called right now, but like the log of the tree, basically the central part. I'm trying to figure out what size I want that. Um, and it's kind of like hard to expand where this has been, like how this fits into my base, or onto my base, I guess technically. Um, it's just kind of hard to piece together in a way that looks good. Uh, while also like expanding this base, because I like the base of the tree, because I don't want it to just be like a tubal, because the way these roots are, um it does not, like, it wouldn't make sense for it to be just this thin little thing. uh God, we're already at 20 minutes. My commentary is gonna be awful for this episode. We're gonna try and salvage a little bit of it. Can you not? It's gonna be. You can't strip these? What? Huh. Was not expecting that. Okay. Anyway, um, God, what was it? Oh yeah, we're going to try to salvage it as much as I can in editing, which I know I've already figured out from that. I think it was episode 26, 27. That as one of as Skizzleman says, you can only polish a turd so much. So like, if the commentary is too bad on this episode, I can do all the editing I want. It's not gonna make it this amazing episode, which I'm just gonna have to be okay with, because I'll fully admit that like I've I'm struggling because I didn't like sleep well, or whatever excuse you want to give. But it's fully my fault that this video isn't going to be top notch. I'm recording because something in me was like, hey, you need to record. Which is not how you should go about this. Feel like videos when you're like, oh, I just need to record something and get it out and make sure that I have a product. Um, I've said again. I'm gonna throw myself through a wall. But I'm just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Ah. No, what was I saying? Yeah, when I tried to load the world with replay mod installed, it like I clicked on the world file and Minecraft would crash every single time. And when I say crash, I mean like I had to completely restart my computer for the game to even load again. Uh and I still couldn't actually open the world. I just, in order to even get the world to open, or the game to open, I had to restart my computer. So anyway, the replay mod, a little too beefy for my little laptop, because I can't take a step back and look at it. I do think it's definitely adding. It reminds me of is that Empire? I think it's Empire. Uh, when Luke is trying to raise his X-wing out of the bog, and all the vines are kind of hanging off of it. I don't know why that kind of just. I think part of it is because 90% of my base just looks like different styles of spaceships. I don't know where that came from. Why that idea was in. It was just like, I built a UFO and then I built this really weird, the Goomba, which it's it's one of those things where I'm still not totally happy with where it looks, with how it looks. But it's the same thing with like this tree. I am going to forgot to break it from the bottom. I am going to leave this tree regardless of how it looks, because I don't know, something about this world. I want to show the growth, and I unfortunately decided this is going to be the world where I just or I don't know why. Once I started recording, I was like, you know, all those build styles you're really good at, screw them. You're gonna do only things that you've never tried before now. Um, and so that comment you made about being a good builder, yeah, there's gonna be zero evidence to that. Uh, like I don't know. It it was literally right as I started recording. And I mean, peek behind the curtain. Not really a peek behind the curtain, but kind of a peek behind the curtain. The the real reason I decided to do that, to start building things that I've never built before, is because I've gotten tired of what I normally built. Okay, it's shaping out better. What was I saying? Oh yeah, this world, I really just value the, like, the whole idea of leaving, like, hey, this build isn't perfect. Guess what? Nobody's perfect. And it just kind of unfortunately happened to be the time that, because I was planning on making my videos that way regardless, because as I've said multiple times in my videos, I I I don't want people to experience what I experienced with some videos, where if they want to record, they are so scared to do it because they are watching these YouTube giants who have completely mastered the art of content creation and almost never mess up. And that is, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love those giants. They like they are the at the level they are for a reason. But I also know that seeing that can be intimidating. That level of quote unquote perfection. I think that looks good. I don't want to make it too busy, but I think that definitely helps. I do want to add some to that guy right there. I didn't land that well. Well. La 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 la. But no, yeah. Like I know it can be intimidating to see those level of creators. And so like I have a firm belief with this like, I say this series in particular, but I'm also fine with it in my other two series with Sturbo and the other Doug. Um, like the concept of imperfection. Uh, like I really like, and I don't remember who said it, but it was from a TV show I watched or something. I don't know. I feel like it was Superman, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, the person who said it, they're like, it's an imperfect world, but it's the only one we got. And I really like that mindset because, one, it's very true. Like, the world isn't perfect by any means. But at the same time, it's all we got. So you might as well make the most of it. And, um, like that, I have the same mindset towards, or try to have the same mindset toward these videos and the builds that I do within these videos. Because is there a way to get that? Or does it just happen when the moss is next to it? Anyway, because I would like to add, I do want to add, so I could use these moss carpets, so I'm actually gonna get some of these. It's pale moss. I really like the look of all of the blocks they added in this update. Anyway, like I've been trying to approach both these videos and the builds I make in these videos with the same mindset of, it's imperfect, but so what? Nothing's gonna be perfect. And to a degree, which is very, very difficult for me, because you guys might not be able, maybe you do. Maybe it's abundantly obvious, and I'm just unaware. But you guys might not be able to tell from the video or through the screen. But I'm a perfectionist. to like the degree that I should probably be diagnosed with OCD or something along those lines. Except for I know OCD constantly gets like not misdiagnosed because doctors know what they're. Oh, hello. We will resume what I was gonna say in just a second. Anyway, uh, I know OCD gets like misrepresented, maybe. Like people don't really understand what OCD is because my parents' generation, it was they were adults, like just becoming adults when we as a society just started to understand mental health. We're still just starting to understand mental health. That's the other thing that I think a lot of people don't get is like we have just broke ground on the complexity that is mental health. Like it is insane when you look at like how when you go down that rabbit hole, it is insane how deep that rabbit hole actually can go. Um, but no, I like it just trying to make this look natural. But no, it like so their definitions and therefore by proxy, a lot of our generation's definitions for a long time were wrong because they were based off what our parents were taught. Well, our parents were taught the basic idea of what these uh, mental health issues were. My commentary is starting to kick in now that I'm talking about a very close to heart topic to me. This might be too serious of a topic for what I wanted my channel to be, but hey, it's sometimes you need to have a more serious topic. But no, it's like their definition of OCD is you need things to be perfectly straight and very organized and all this, or it bothers you. When in actuality, the OCD stands for obsessive compulsive disorder, which I've had friends with OCD and like to an extreme level OCD, where like I had a friend who she had to brush her teeth until her gums bled every day. And it wasn't like because she had bad hygiene. It was the complete opposite because she brushed her teeth so well. Um, but she would brush her teeth until her gums bled because of this mindset, or not this mindset, but this like how OCD affected her was it like she felt like she had to do this in order to feel right to a degree. I don't know if that's the right wording for that, but like it didn't feel right if she didn't go about it that way, basically. I don't know how. I'm gonna take a step back again. I need to add some more roots through here, but this is one where I'm definitely gonna have you guys leave comments for suggestions, because like I said, I am out of my depth here. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never built a tree, especially not a large tree. I like small aesthetic trees is one thing. I'm still not very good at that either. But small aesthetic trees are one thing. Building like large trees that actually like are part of the base, whole different beast entirely. I'm not good at either though, so I am gonna ask for some suggestions in the comments, or if you guys like have any tips for how to build trees. Anyway, as I was saying, the whole idea of like OCD from when we discovered it to now is completely different. It's the same with ADHD. Like when our parents were when that was being discovered, you had ADHD and ADD, and it was a separation from if you're hyperactive and attention deficit, or if you're just attention deficit. Well, now we understand that just because you're not visually hyperactive doesn't mean you're not hyper. So ADD has been completely removed. It's not even a diagnosis anymore. Uh, does this work? Okay. No, it doesn't. Anyway, it's not even a diagnosis anymore because they realize that it is literally just ADHD just presenting itself in a different way. And my parents do not understand that. Like when I brought up the possibility of me having ADHD, they're like, "Well, maybe you have ADD, but you don't have ADHD. You're not hyperactive enough." And I was just like, "Really? You're arguing over technical terms? That's you're not saying, "Oh, you know what? Maybe you're right. We should have you tested." You're instead going, "No, you said the wrong diagnosis." Which is why I still haven't been tested. To be fair, my psychiatrist uh, referred me to a person. I just need to fill out the form, which I'm procrastinating because I have anxiety on what I'm going to find out. Uh, anyway, awkward pause. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the whole like difference in how it's perceived is like it's just, I not have okay. I don't have any more pale moss blocks. I mean, I have that cluster over there, so I don't need to worry like about running out. But anyway, this whole thing was basically me saying I had ADHD or not ADHD, OCD because I'm a perfectionist. Ooh, what a tangent. Oh, what a night. Anyway, yeah, basically I'm a perfectionist. In school, I had multiple classes where uh my homework was turned in very late because I had this mindset that it's not perfect, so I can't turn it in. And so then I would turn it in late. And then I would still be it was like it was funny because it was this like I don't know the word. It was just this like funny how it worked out because I was worried about the fact that it wasn't perfect, so I turned it in late. Well, then I get a worse grade. So yes, I took the time to make it perfect or as close to perfect as I felt it needed to be. And then I ended up with a worse grade to did I? Oh, okay. Did I bury my ender chest in there? Because that kind of sucked. No, I ended up having a worse grade than if I had just turned it in when I was like, it was a decent enough assignment. So basically, moral of the story, I'm a perfectionist. And so this world, I've been struggling to try and kind of have that mindset because I want to. It's really funny because in like when if other people, so like if my friends were to come up to me or if even one of you like commented and you're like, "Oh, I'm really worried because my build doesn't look as good as I want it to," or something like that, I would tell you that it is absolutely fine to like mess up. Or if my friends are like, "Hey, I messed up my run," or something like that, I'd be like, "It's totally fine, you know? It's stuff happens. You're not going to be perfect 100% of the time." And I'd be try and, comfort them and be super understanding about it. But when I'm not perfect, I have the hypocritical mindset of like, well, it's not perfect, so I'm a failure, and therefore I should just quit, and I suck, and what's the point in even trying to do anything because it's not perfect? Uh, so I find it very ironic. But, but, just stupid joke, and I make it every time. Anyway, um, I'm basically done building for the episode. I'm just kind of wrapping up this conversation before I close out the episode. Anyway, basically what was it? Oh yeah, so I want these videos to kind of like make people feel or help them reach the point that I am currently trying to reach myself. That idea of imperfection is okay. And I would actually argue it's more than okay. Um, this is gonna sound really weird, like from an advice standpoint, but I would argue that, and I'm not a medical professional, so take everything I say with a pinch of salt. Um, I would argue that imperfection is actually more perfect than perfection because perfection is unnatural and natural, like things that are natural are imperfect. You look at a tree, it's not symmetrical. It's not all perfect and see, I just said perfect. That was unintentional. Uh but like it's not all exactly how you want it to look. It's not this super shapely thing that looks super nice. It's very imperfect. And what's really interesting to me when I think about like those examples is the fact that it's it's imperfect, and yet when you think of nature, you think of how beautiful it is. At least most people do. I do as well. Um so I'm basing my assumption off that. Maybe you guys don't. But like most people associate nature with beauty. And it's just interesting to me because we associate nature with beauty, which is such an imperfect thing. But then if we ourselves are imperfect, we like question it a lot. This would be perfect. Oh, this would be so perfect for the project that Doug and I are working on. This topic. I'm actually gonna bring it up. I'm gonna message him as soon as I close out this video and say we should touch more on this topic. Uh, when we eventually do that project. Anyway, we have some good things lined up. We have like everything planned out. We just need like the stars need to align basically for us to be able to do the projects. But basically, like I think it's very interesting how our society reacts to imperfection within ourselves versus external imperfection. Um, and on that note, I am going to close out the video. Mainly because I'm coming up on an hour long, and I am really tired and don't want to have to edit this even more than I already have to. So, um, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm building as I'm doing the outro. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Uh, I will probably continue this build in the next episode. Like I said, please leave suggestions as to how to build trees, because I am a nincompoop and don't know what I'm doing. So, anyway, for reals this time. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Next episode, we will be continuing this tree. Hopefully, I can figure out how to make it look better. Oh well. And I hope the commentary, I hope with how I edited it, the commentary wasn't total garbage. Uh, but like I said, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Missed the pause button there.